Hi guys, this is Rohit. So in this tutorial I'm gonna talk about something like this drop down list. So this is a drop down list which is asking the user for something to select from the list of items. So to create this in HTML we need a form, of course. This is a selection box. So this is a selection box. So that is why we need to create that selection box. So I am creating in the form element, I am creating a selection box. So in order to create that selection box, we have an element that is select element. So I am creating select element. So I am giving the name of this element as mobiles. So my website may contain many selection boxes. So I need to name them, each of them. So that is why I have given the name as mobiles. You can, it is your wish, you can give any name. So I have a question here. So I'm writing a paragraph which is a question asking the user which mobile you like the most. So now up to this, see this in browser, save this and see this in browser. Now I have a selection box which doesn't contain any options. So we need to give options for that. So that is why in order to give the options, so I'm using an element that is option element. So option. So I'm giving some mobile names here. So Apple. Um, so I have given some mobile name options. When I refresh this page, so I have some options to select. So this is a drop down list. So now I am giving each option a value. I am giving the value as Apple. I am giving the value as second option Samsung. So when I select an option from this list of items, when I select Samsung, so when I select Samsung, this value is sent to server. So that is why I have given the value. So meanwhile, I want to talk about an attribute that is selected attribute. So now when I refresh the page, by default I am getting Apple, but I want Samsung to be appeared as a default. So now what I'm going to do is I am using an attribute to Samsung that is selected attribute. So the value for the selected attribute is only selected. The value is, it holds only selected value. So that is why I'm going selected. This is the only value it holds, selected attribute. So that is why I'm giving selected value. So now when I refresh the page, see by default I'm getting the option Samsung. So that is about drop down list. So let me recap one more time. I have a drop down list here which is asking the user for something to select from the list of items. So I have created a box or a selection box which contains some options. So now to create that in HTML, I have created a form. In the form, I have created a paragraph which is asking the user to select a mobile in this case. So for that, to create that selection box, I have used an element that is select element. So in the select element, I have given some options for the user. So you can also give any number of options. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, see you in the next tutorial.